Hello, everyone. Today is Saturday, March 30th, 2024 at 10:59 a.m. in the morning. Well, today is the oldest biological sister Belinda's birthday. Um, but she passed away in 2003. Excuse me. She would have been 61 years old today. And we supposedly never got to meet her um, due to our foster care situation. But I only talked to her on the phone like maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. And even after we turned 18, the foster mom um, would force us to stay away from the biological family. And then but after and the foster mom, I was 19 going on 20, and the foster mom would not allow me to go to the biological sister Belinda's funeral. And and but after Belinda died and after her funeral and everything, that's when the foster mom um started to really have no control over us going by the biological family. But then the foster mom used to threaten us all the time, me and my twin sister. And so, but my twin sister used to sneak biological family members over by the foster family's house. So, but the foster mom used to threaten us that, after we turned 18, she used to threaten us and, tell us that she would put all of us out or have us arrested if we got caught bringing any biological family members over at her house. But I guess Wyatt was the only one allowed, Wyatt and Sean, since they grew up with us. But yeah. Yeah, Belinda would have been 61 years old. And we're 40, and that's how old she was. Like, Belinda died right after her 40th birthday. And we were 19 going on 20. You know. So, but, um, so yeah, Belinda was like 20 years older than us. And Ramona is 19 years older than us. And then Ramona's is April 8th. You know. And they said that that's the day of the eclipse or whatever. But everybody's trying to spook everybody about this eclipse thing. Um, so I was feeling the sleep deprived feeling and a headache and nausea all day yesterday. And then I even tried to go to bed earlier last night. Could not sleep until after 4 or 5 something in the morning. And sometime in the middle of the night, some asshole was doing like noise harassment. And then at almost exactly 8:30 this morning, they had a perp near my hotel room blasting loud music, and I heard the loud I mean, the loud bass drum noise felt like assault, you know, felt like somebody was punching me repeatedly each drum beat. And I'm like, oh, this is a fake rude wake up, gang stalking wake up call. Damn it, I would needed more sleep. So, yesterday I had some, I guess they said it was Thai food, but it was still like some pork fried rice, and I got it buy one get one free, and it was so good, like the best fried rice that I've had in months, you know. So I have the other plate that I'm saving for today, and then last night, I was feeling so depressed, about the jail situation, that I had some ice cream, you know, emotionally. I guess it's a temporary fix to emotionally, for me to emotionally feel better, you know. And I had some ice cream to help me feel better, feeling like depressed and anxiety about the jail and the court situation, I mean, I guess it's better than having, alcohol, something alcoholic to drink, because I don't drink alcohol really, But the I mean, it seems like you can't even make mistakes or do wrong around any narcissistic abuser or sociopath, psychopath, because the one time they see you doing wrong, despite all the wickedness and evil that they do, they will use it to smear campaign you. So like the one time I just tried, like in 2021, I tried a small sample or a sip of beer. And the fake Darnell Williams perp, he took a picture of that and smear campaign. And I don't know if he was trying to smear campaign or trying to be like, oh, Candy is not an angel, or Candy does wrong too, or Candy is an alcoholic, or she's this or she's that, or whatever. But that's the same fool that made the fake smear campaign YouTube channel about me, talking about Menace to Pensacola. And I'm glad a couple of people saw through and knew that it was a smear campaign channel. And even in the professed targeted individual community, people have saw those smear campaign videos to make me look bad, and have betrayed and turned against me and sided with the satanic perps. So I mean, they got so many people running around here pretending to be against Satan and pretending to be against Freemason and pretending to be against gang stalking, and secretly behind closed doors working for them and playing both sides. So excuse me. So um but like um so yeah, for today specifically, I'm good on hotel room, and I'm gonna try to resist eating lunch and just save the big plate of second bit of the pork fried rice. I'm gonna save it for dinner, you know. And then so I mean I'm not here long term, and I don't have any dishes or cooking facilities. I mean, well, I don't have pots and pans and all that. I'm not here long term, due to me being homeless. So that's why I've been having to like eat out, well, for lunch and dinner, because breakfast I just get that doggone muffin. Um, and so, um, I didn't have a shower last night because I didn't feel like dealing with like they didn't fix. It seemed like they just kind of cleaned out the tub a little bit. It didn't even seem like they tried again to fix the slow draining bathtub. Um, and I was trying to get their attention yesterday, but I mean, um, when I was walking towards breakfast, they had a big, tall, white guy. He had a white shirt, and I don't remember what color pants. I don't remember if his pants were blue or black. And he walked out of his hotel room when I came close to approaching, when I was walking on my way to the front office. In the front office girl, I don't know if she was like polite in a rude way or rude in a polite way. Can't tell, but kind of like, um, rude, but trying to do it in a polite way, you know. But I can tell she don't like me. Um, but the other girl told me that, told me that I basically, the other lady from this earlier this week, she told me that I was like one of the best customers or whatever, that she really didn't have any problem out of me, you know. But they had this couple, this semi-elderly couple that the woman was wearing like purple with the red shirt and had like a black jacket over her and black pants, and her husband looked at me like I was crazy when I was trying to pass through, um because they don't have that much space or whatever, but but I mean, and I forgot what other gang stalking activity happened. Um, but yeah, well, I had a chocolate muffin today because the front desk agent was trying to say that they didn't have banana nut, um, but but um, but yeah, I just gonna be up in here in this room all day and don't really have a reason to leave out of here, you know. So, but um, from the prices, I checked that well, thankfully I have enough points for a discount, and they have the rooms are limited because of the holiday, But I searched and I found out if I have help with like $55 more, um, it will be enough for to help me for Sunday night, tomorrow night, because otherwise I'm scheduled to have to check out of here tomorrow morning. But I was trying to get enough help for Sunday night, tomorrow night, Easter holiday. But I'm not celebrating the holiday. It's not like I can go and have dinner by family. Y'all know my situation. I'm all by myself, Excuse me. So it's not like I can have dinner by family. Or it's not like family's gonna pick me up and come take me to their house or whatever, you know. But my family, they don't have a natural kind of love towards me, you know. And even before the biological parents passed away in 2013, like after Belinda died, I thought that I was gonna be next in the family, you know. But what happened with Blake came out of nowhere, and it was a freaking shock, you know. But from far as I know, off of either parent's side of the family, the biological half sister Yolanda off our dad's side of the family, I think she was older than Belinda, and I don't even know if they ever met. I think I heard that they did grow up together or whatever. But I mean, we don't even call Belinda the half sister, but off the dad's side we say half sister Yolanda. And I found out she passed away a couple of years ago, and I didn't find out till months later, you know. So excuse me, and I didn't even realize Yolanda was that old. But um if Yolanda was 63 years old a couple of years ago, um and Ramona's about to be 60. I didn't realize they were a few years apart, but Belinda and Ramona are like a year apart, almost exactly a year apart. You know, it seemed like as if the biological mom, Frances, you know, got pregnant with Ramona shortly after Belinda was born, and she was underage, well, like both of them. Because I think she had Belinda at 15, and then Ramona a year later. Excuse me, and I didn't even realize that. I didn't realize until after the biological mom Frances passed away that she got married in Christmas Eve 1968. When she probably was 20 going on 21 at that time, But yeah, the biological mom Frances was 15, and the biological dad Arthur was 32. or something like that. Nobody called him a pedo. But I heard that times were different back then, you know. But I mean, but yeah, um, like even before Blake, I thought I was gonna be next in the family to die, you know. But I've been hearing throughout the years that the family is so dysfunctional, but um, now it seems like the family had some reform after the biological parents passed away. Now, I mean, like Mark Wyatt and Ramona didn't even used to get along back then, you know, and now it seems like everybody gets along with everybody in the family, and I'm the only one that's like pretty much being abused or excluded or not allowed around the family. Even in 2018, you know, I was, you know, treated like as if my presence was not welcome. But then Sean said the same thing. He even told Ramona that she treated him like his presence is not welcome, you know. But I have not contacted, I mean, I have not even contacted Ramona since 2018. And when I saw Raymond, you know, he didn't even update me on what's going on with Ramona or nothing at all, you know. And family members that's generations lower than me and younger than me in the family think that they got the fake authority to punish me from the family or have me permanently banned from the family forever. Like they shouldn't even have the authority to make that decision. But me talking about the family online and that now they're all mad at that. But excuse me talking about, you know, the family abuse and stuff like that, you know. Um, a lot of my family members, they keep their crimes secret. Their felony crimes, they keep it secret and threaten you not to tell. And the foster family do the same thing, you know. But it's so hard to, like, the idea of feeling torn about the idea of, you know, wishing that you can be included with the family, um you know, and then feeling like you want to and have to stay away from them because they're perps, you know. So last I knew about Ramona was um Wyatt was saying that Ramona had Alzheimer's disease, like in her 50s. Like that's too soon and too early, I thought, you know. And I forgot what else was going on with her, but I actually had a bad dream about her being like in a hospital, but I can't go into detail, you know, because they will wrongfully strike my channel. If so, I could not go into detail. Um, I couldn't go into detail about you know, the you know, the medical nightmare that I had about Ramona. But speaking of dreams and nightmares, I mean, I had a a nightmare, a bad dream that I was on UNO's campus like this morning when I had a little bit of sleep. And I like, this can't be real, because if I'm banned from there, and they just said I'm only banned and trespassed for 1 year, you know. But one of the officers in real life, he said it's not anything that you did wrong, but it's for liability purposes. And if anything happened, then the university will look bad. you know, but um but it seems like even when I would try to go in the cafeteria and eat and stuff like that, it seems like as if they were trying to gang stalk me off the campus. Or if I would try to go to the library and charge my phone and try to get rest, and I would even try to see, I even plan to go to UNO's rec center, and I don't know about swimming, but maybe swim and shower, you know. If but with me being an alumni, if I could have swam and shower, you know, but and if I could have gotten me a PO box over there, or had some other business, to take care of, but it was winter and cold, and I didn't know of anywhere else to go, you know. So, but they just said that I was banned for 1 year. And I'm like, damn, the year just started, you know. But it doesn't seem like I can, you know, eat. And it's like, for this to be New Orleans, I'm surprised that the food in the cafeteria was nasty, like nastier than Piccadilly. Piccadilly's food wasn't really nasty; it was just bland with much no flavor. But every now and then you had a couple of good dishes, you know. But UWF, their food was good like 3/4 of the time, but um, University of Cincinnati had like the best university food that I've ever had. Now their food was really good. Excuse me, but UNO, out of those three universities, UNO's food was like, their cafeteria food was the worst. Just nasty, But, I felt safer, much safer on a college campus than, downtown, and me being an alumni and stuff like that, and I was even trying to look for, people were even trying to suggest certain job opportunities that I could do on the campus. And I got trespassed before I can even fulfill or accomplish that. And if it weren't from the airport ban, because the gang stalkers called up and lied on me, I wouldn't have had to resort to, going back to the campus. But at the airport, I can't believe when I was at the airport around all those people and I still didn't really feel safe, because of the gang stalking activity. And, but I was, you know, people were suggesting that I get jobs at the airport, and I was trying to get jobs at the airport, and, you know, but they criminalized it and seemed like they cleaned up a lot of the homeless people away from the airport, you know, and they had shady stories, they were very shady. It's like, that's how you know when me getting banned from somewhere. That's how you know when it's shady, because they don't tell you the truth or give you any closure right off the bat, or they don't give you a straight answer when you ask questions, or but I mean, I can't believe that me being a black woman, I can't believe how many black women and men want to see me down, how many they want to see destroyed, and they're not on your side. But then people always talk about how blacks can't get along and blacks hate each other, but black people oppress each other, black Americans. I don't know about Caribbeans and Africans or whatever, but black American people, it's like family do family the worst, even in other families, that the family hate is like not a natural kind of family love. And then the black families be the first to sacrifice their own for money or for insurance payout or whatever, life insurance. So but it's like my family do not care if I were to drop dead right now. It would not faze them, or they would not miss me. But I mean, online on question and answer sites, I've been trying to seek advice and help, and then just got more brutal attacks from random strangers online, trying to ask for advice. And all the narcissistic abusers from Yahoo Answer, they all migrated to Quora and got even worse. Excuse me. So, last I knew, even the so-called TI community on Quora and Reddit reject me or don't accept me, or they it's like, if I would have ever asked a question on Reddit, I'm always get like wrongfully banned. It's like I could never ask any question on Reddit or Quora. or I can't even go on any so-called Christian forums or Christian websites online. If I were to, talk about being gang stalked, they would block me and falsely accuse me of being a troll that's trying to cause division. You know, excuse me, or if I ask anything conspiratorial or anti-Illuminati related, you know, excuse me. But, I mean, yesterday was a Saturday, but I even try to, have some hope with looking for um, any possible job opportunities and couldn't find anything. Excuse me. But I can't believe a 26-year-old bullying people to the point where they're forced to have to quit their jobs. You're a 26-year-old and you bully a 60-something-year-old man off the job. And yet you complain and claim you hate that job. So one person thought that, the eclipse coming nearby on April 8th is, that's the reason why I felt sick. But I'm like, I don't know, maybe not. But as far as I figured that it might have been the sleep deprivation and directed energy weapons. You know. So last night when I tried to go to bed, my head was hurting even worse. And then my head was hurting even worse. And then I felt pressure and pain on my left eye. Like all last night and all throughout the middle of the night. And I felt like, well, I'm not trying to go to the emergency room. But then I didn't get to sleep well at all. But they caused a dream manipulation nightmare about me, being back on UNO's campus, in which, I can't go back there. Excuse me, at least for a year, But I guess I got 10 months to go. 10 months left to go, But I'm going to remind y'all that Unity told me that there is basically nothing for the homeless, or nothing that they can do to help me out of my homeless situation. And at that rebuild center, that fake Kanitha Grooms Williams perp try to make it like she didn't know why I came back down here, and trying to make like there's no room for me here, and that it's unfair to other homeless people that I'm trying to receive assistance as a homeless person. I'm like, you can't tell me that because I'm from here. Trying to talk about homeless people who've been here before me. I'm from here. What the hell are you talking about? But they had this lady, I can't remember her name. I think her name was Jane, that was working at Piccadilly. and she was trying to tell me to go back to the rebuild center and seek help. I'm like, well, I'm trying to let you know that I'm not wanted there, you know. But she was trying to say that Kenitha Grooms Williams basically has issues with everybody, or something like that, you know. But and I'm tired of people trying to tell me go to a church. These churches do not help. Churches gang stalk you away and run you off and won't help you. And they Masonic sellout satanic 501c3 church, fake churches. You know. So even the Tea Talks with Teresa person gave me a list of agencies to contact or call or email or whatever, and I contacted them. Maybe only one organization, I don't remember what organization it was, contacted me back. The place at 1513 Gravier Street, I tried to call and ask for help. The guy hung up in my face twice. I cannot go to Salvation Army. They take all your money, and they mobbed me and ganged up on me, and they take all your money, and they're extremely bed bug infested, and they're a cult. And people say that the New Orleans mission is like a concentration camp, and they also operate like a cult. I mean, they are a cult, you know, and they take all your money. So if they can't get you to join their fake brain, like a lot of these shelters operate like this. Even Union Rescue Mission in Los Angeles, what I call separation torture mission. If you don't, and there was this place in Texas, Dallas, Texas, I can't remember the name of it, that if you don't, if even in the fake Salvation Army in Greenville, South Carolina, if you don't join their religious cult for free, you know, free of financial charge, and then you have to be brainwashed and mind controlled and manipulated. Excuse me. If you're willing to join the cult, then you can go for free, but then you gotta deal with being like mind controlled and stuff. But if you refuse to be mind controlled, then they force you to pay to stay there, and then you know, if you're not part of the so-called fake free religious program, you know, they will treat you like less than, and you have less rights than everybody else, but you're forced to pay to stay there, and they'll look down on you. But then the ones that's going for free, you know, they the ones who obey fake rules like robots, you know, that follow every rule like a mind controlled robot who can't even think for themselves. You know, those are the ones, you know, the bootlicking ass kissers or whatever, get treated with the fake favoritism, you know. So, and it's run like a prison, and they in the shelters, like at New Orleans Mission, they're devil worshippers pretending to be Christian. Like, how can you say, oh, how I love Jesus, and then throw up devil horns? They were perps, you know. And they had other people who said that they were targeted individuals and said that they were gang stalked by New Orleans Mission, and that they're definitely perps, you know, homeless TIs, you know. Excuse me. And they're very abusive and give you no rights. And that's why it's like when I recently went to jail, it reminded me so much of how these shelters operate. In some cases, the mental hospital as well. The only difference is that at least the mental hospital is clean a lot of the time. Well, in Denton, Texas, the mental hospitals were very clean. That's the only thing. But jails and prisons and the homeless shelters be so dirty and filthy to the point where I guess they're considered as uncleanable. You know? Excuse me. Yeah. So, can't even. But I mean, yeah, I don't know what's. But I mean, so, like, yesterday somebody came on my YouTube video like almost immediately after I posted up, trying to get help for the hotel night for tomorrow night. And when somebody's a narcissistic abuser, when they be like, I'm not trying to be mean, or they'll say, I'm not trying to be hateful, or I'm not trying to be ugly, and then they say something the harsh and most brutal, right? They pre-warn you that they're about to say something harsh. Or they've been like, oh, I'm going to tell you something and you're not going to like it. And then they'll say something that's like extremely cruel and harsh and brutal, excuse me. But, so this abusive, narcissistic, fake perp come on my YouTube channel yesterday and be like, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. Or I think he said, I'm not trying to sound mean, but why don't you go and get a job? Instead of asking for a hotel room, oh, why don't you go get a job? Well, you would call me crazy if I explained my situation and you would have your mind made up and you wouldn't believe me anyway. And then I don't owe you an answer for shit, so I just blocked your fake ass. So, but I've been detailing and explaining my situation, and the online stalkers, they're the ones that's a menace to the body of Christ, not me. But the fake religious, narcissistic, fake TI perps will lie and say that I'm a menace to the body of Christ on purpose to discourage me from salvation. Excuse me. Excuse me. Because like a religious narcissist, they will do the same abuse as any other narc, but they would use the Bible to manipulate, control, and abuse. And that's their opportunity to try to play Lucifer by pretending that they will be above God. And when they say God, they're actually referencing themselves. Pretending like they worship a higher power, but they demand that you bow down and worship them as God. But then you see that they're trying to get you to worship and idolize them. Excuse me. So, and they idolize and worship punishment so much, And excuse me. So, as I said, I've made attempts at trying to get jobs. The gang stalked me out the jobs. I've made attempts at trying to get housing. The gang stalked me out housing. And the online stalkers brag about how the only housing that they want for me is jail/prison or institutionalization. While they're the ones working for the devil. But I mean, if they had like mental institutionalization minus the medication, I would prefer that over jail or prison, you know. But I don't want them poisoning my body with psych meds again, you know, or forced medication. but but with the mental hospital, at least it's temporary. And like, but I heard it all depends on your insurance, and that's a fraud right there. Um, but excuse me. So they're blocking me from making a living with my writings and being an author. And when I had my place to live, I mean, the town of Bloomington, Texas was too small. But in a city like New Orleans, I don't even know if they have cottage laws. I heard they do in Texas, but in New Orleans, if I could have had like an established place to live, I would love to learn how to make soap and or make baked goods and stuff like that, and excuse me, and sell them, or make plates of food and sell them, you know or even have, if I had the support and backing to get a food truck or something, or even a restaurant, but or if I could be a travel and food blogger or a hotel reviewer, as many of the hotels I'll be staying in. But it feels like my targeting life, it seems like it's its own kind of prison. So I mean, even after being 18 and 19 and over 21 years old, me being abused and controlled and infantilized, excuse me, by everybody in society, including family, um, you know, excuse me, by everybody, including family, or not being allowed to be an adult and make my own decisions. And y'all trying to coercively cripple me and keep me forced ignorant about a lot of things. So, y'all y'all abuse me and then call me childish and then tell me I need to grow up. And then when I start to do some adulting, then y'all feel threatened by that. Y'all feel threatened by my independence or any growth and maturity. Y'all feel threatened. But you feel like we must keep Candy down by any means necessary. So what am I supposed to do if it's not like Pensacola, where I could have had a homeless sleep spot by a business that said for sale, for lease, or available? So now I learned with the jail situation, I cannot do that here in New Orleans like I was able to do in Pensacola, Florida. And I had nowhere to go in Mobile, Alabama. I was threatened with jail every day. Homeless on the streets in Mobile, Alabama. They gang stalked me out of the shelter, that only women's shelter in Mobile, Alabama. They gang stalked me out of there within 2 hours of being at that shelter. Ganged up on me and bullied me and mobbed me out of the shelter within 2 hours. And then I had to be on the streets, and I had to keep begging for funds for hotel room every day. And excuse me. And then I would try to go to this cheaper budget in motel in downtown Mobile, Alabama, and they kept rejecting me for no reason at all. And so I was forced to have to go to more expensive hotels. Excuse me, they making my nose itch. I had to go to more expensive hotels, but the hotels would usually be up like $82.17 a night, or in some cases $90-something. But at the Quality Inn in Mobile, Alabama downtown, they used to love me and didn't want me to leave, but and even at the Quality Inn in Pensacola, until that gang stalking incident happened, and then I got wrongfully banned from there. But then they moved locations, so and that's what they'll do. Like at the In-Town Suites, they ghosted me, and I don't even know whether or not I'm banned. But all because of filming the front desk agent and exposing her as a gang stalker. And the online perps probably put stuff in her head and probably coached her on how to act like that, and they probably had something to do with her acting the way she did and me being wrongfully banned from there. And the online stalkers are illegally tracking my location and found out about me staying here and threatening and bragging about how they're gonna that I'm gonna be banned from here, wrongfully banned from here. Lecturing me about how my days are numbered or something like that. I just go to breakfast and pay for more nights if I need to, and then just go in my room and stay in my room unless I have important errands to run. Otherwise, I stay in my room all day and don't bother nobody. So, what would you need for me to be banned for? And then the online stalkers, they make up all kinds of malicious lies, false rumors, and smear campaigns and manipulate for everybody to hate me, and I can't even get a fucking job because they keep, and then they will, all their desires for me, they will project and lie and say that Candy likes being homeless, or Candy wants a luxury in life, when y'all are trying to beat me to submission to join your fake cult, and then talk about free food and free hotel rooms for a whole year if you just make the right decision and join the kingdom of darkness. And then you bullying and harassing me, making false police calls, having me wrongfully arrested, practicing witchcraft against me, and then just wreaking havoc on my life. So, for me to have to order food delivery because of trying to take a mental break from being bombarded with gang stalking tactics. which would cost freaking more money. But I try to find a way to maneuver that by trying to get buy one get one free whenever I could, And as I said, the buy one get one free, the other plate I'm saving for today. Excuse me. So, I'm trying to get I'm trying to get help with $85. Um I meant to say I was trying to have some cushion of $85. I was trying to get help with $55 for 55 more dollars for tomorrow night, and then I don't know if I'll have to be back on the streets on Monday, but then Tuesday is supposed to rain. Excuse me, and then Wednesday I get the Social Security check, and it's supposed to rain, and you know, the online stalkers that illegally stalking and tracking and trafficking me, they bragged about how they're gonna have me wrongfully banned from here really soon, and then they want to say it's not a threat, it's a warning. All the while they're committing all kinds of cyber crimes against me, but then falsely painting me as a menace to such and such city. And they want me to be a cultic so bad that they think they got the fake authority to try to force me against my will to be part of their fake cult, and I'm not part of it. And so they start false rumors and lie and say that I am sold out and a perp, and then they manipulate other professed TIs to have a vigilante hate against me and side with them. And then after the perps have achieved their goals, the traffickers, after they manipulated so many professed targets against me, then they rub it in my face about ha, I got such and such person to turn against you and stuff like that, Excuse me, but within 2 or 3 days after last week or the week before, I ended up losing 40 Twitter followers. Within 2 or 3 days, I lost 40 Twitter followers. Excuse me. And I hate when people with narcissistic personalities be like, well, what does that have to do with this? Or what does this have to do with this? Or this was irrelevant. Or that was irrelevant. Or you could have left that out. I'm like, motherfucker, I didn't ask for your advice. Go somewhere. So, as I said, from this jail situation, like as if, it's like as if I'm going to end up dying or being severely injured trying to fight for my freedom and my innocence and my rights. And it seems like jail, institutionalization, and death is all that the satanic Luciferian cult stalkers want for me. That I'm not allowed to and blocked from getting to live a normal life. They cut off all my support so that, nobody will pay attention if I try to write a short story or an ebook or anything like that, And people who are not involved, they would tell me that my short stories or my ebooks or whatever are very well written. But these stalkers who barely even finish high school and can't spell themselves, they would try to make it like as if my ebooks or short stories is very poorly written. But you didn't even finish high school, and you have like extremely poor grammar and run-on sentences with no punctuation and no capitalization. You got poor grammar, usage, and sentence structure, and illiterate. And trying to talk about me, trying to make fun of me. Excuse me. So, but I heard that being deprived of anything, of basic daily rights, would run anybody insane. Why couldn't they just let me work at Piccadilly without bothering or harassing me, or workplace mobbing, or fucking with me? I could have still been working there by now. Excuse me. So, exactly a week after that fake Krishan guy ran Mr. Raymond off, an exact week later, or was it 6 days later, I ended up being forced to have to quit. And then at the same time, he was fucking complaining. Think he run everything, but then complains every day like a damn crybaby. And then, but yeah, my first day there, that Krishan guy was, seemed like he had his phone aimed up at me and walking right up on my ass, like right up on my heels, and he had his phone aimed up at me. And some people say that when the gang stalkers do that, they're scanning your body. So, and for him to bully people off the job, but at the same time, he's like, Mr. Jeff be straight bullying Candy, dog. He be straight bullying this nigga, whatever, Excuse me, but, he was complaining and talking about, I'm gonna go get a job at Target. Well, instead of running people off the Piccadilly job, you should have just quit and then go work at Target. But now, and then they had this car dealership job that was supposed to be $60,000 a year. That I had already got the damn Piccadilly job, and I'm like, damn, I wish I would have had that car dealership job, but they probably would have workplace mobbed me off that job too. Oh, they make sure the Target can't make good money. They won't allow the targeted individual to make good money and be independent. But they want you to be forced to be, the illusion of being falsely labeled as crazy. And they want you to be poor and destitute, or fucking forced dependent on freaking Social Security and SSI, and not allowed to take care of yourself. I had the potential that if it weren't for all these setups and sabotages and being set back, I probably could have been making like $150,000 a year or something like that. With Spanish translation, somebody told me that I could have had like a real great career with Spanish translation, and that if you would have been making under $160,000 a year, then you're underselling yourself. But nobody really showed me the ropes of freelancing, or how to get in the door, or even getting with an agency or anything like that. Nobody told me nothing. I was clueless about freelancing and Spanish translation and all that. And even that fake Allison Dundee lady in NYU with their Spanish translation studies, that lady was a perp that just wanted me to fail. Didn't want me to succeed. Excuse me. In New York and Los Angeles, even in 2011, after the rape situation, and I moved to Los Angeles from Denton, Texas, hoping for us, to try to go to Cal State University and go to their Spanish translation program. And that was my reason for moving to LA. But then I was forced into the homeless shelter system and um, living on Section 8 and didn't have the money or the funds to go to Cal State um excuse me, Cal State University. I think they say that's in El Monte or El Monte, California. Um, and you take the Silver Line bus to get to Cal State University. Because I remember in 2005, before Hurricane Katrina, I went to the workshop, and I felt like, yeah, that's what I really wanted to do. And then the biological brother Wyatt tried to threaten me when Hurricane Katrina happened. California was where I was trying to go to, not New York, but California. But even in 2006, when I left the foster mom's house because of that incident that happened with fake Gretna police and that foster boy James, not Joni's brother James, but the other, foster boy James. But then I went to New York City and ended up homeless. And I rented a room in Harlem, and it was rough out there. No heart, no soul, nobody to care. Like, New York people are straight up cutthroat, but Los Angeles people are fake nice. And then once you peel back the onion, then you realize later on that that Los Angeles people under the veil is cutthroat, but they're fake nice on the surface and then turn mean, and they're arrogant and short fused with a quick temper. New York people was just straight up murder you no matter what. But Las Vegas seems crazier than New York. Like, people will kill you just for asking, or make attempts or even threaten to kill you just for asking for directions in Las Vegas. You can't even ask for directions in Las Vegas. But all the busy rich folks in downtown New York City, if you ask for directions, they'll brick wall you. Like, you can't even ask what time it is or ask for directions. People won't give you the time of the day, But New Orleans has become more rude. New Orleans people had like a little bit of more love back then, But so I don't even know what my future holds. I don't even know. The online stalkers are, wishing for me to be dead and promising for me to not live to finish 2024. But if God spares my life, what's supposed to be of my immediate future within the next few months? If I'm in jail for 30 days, like everybody's pushing for, if I'm in jail for 30 days and then lose all of my belongings, which I'm praying against it. And I'm asking for any of y'all Christians, if y'all can pray that they drop or dismiss the fake criminal charges against me. Because there was all of it is a gang stalking setup from the get-go. And if they wouldn't have gang stalked me from my home and jobs and forced me away from homes and jobs or try to threaten you away, then I wouldn't be in this homeless predicament. And that they forced me away from my independence and working for myself or doing for myself. They want to keep me forced dependent. And they won't allow me independence and freedom. So So I mean, if the gang stalked me away from the downtown ferry, and the cops didn't say anything by me being by that house, and they kept passing by, and then like the gang stalker were already at the jail before I got there. Yeah, this was a setup. And I heard that if you're targeted, they'll make sure that they will have a fraudulent guilty verdict of you, and make sure they make you do jail time so that they can hit you with directed energy weapons and try to kill you in jail, or you end up getting jumped in jail, or they'll make you tortured and as miserable as possible. And as I said, I was not even trying to break the law. So the online stalkers bragged and laughed and thought it was funny to call up the cops and lie and say it was their property. And then everybody jumping on and attacking me and be like, stay off other people's property. It's not your property. Well, you're getting passionate, fake. That's how I know you're a narcissistic abuser, because why are you passionate and mad about a house that's not yours either? What are you getting all in your feelings and passionate and fake mad for? I mean, you got the same anger like as if it's your property. But it ain't your property either. And so, as I said, the fake public offender said, you knew that house, if it didn't belong to anybody, that it belonged to the state. No, I did not know that. But after the incident and after some research, then I found out later on that, I didn't know that vacant houses belong to the state. But in Pensacola, Florida, that officer encouraged me to go stay by that abandoned bank. And there were plenty of, well, not a whole lot, but a few places in Pensacola for me to stay by the the vacant buildings. You can't even stay by a church building overnight, and they will have you arrested, jailed, and trespassed. Even if you're a member of that church and you're homeless with nowhere to go, the churches will not house you, or they will not let you come stay by them. Or, these churches are ungodly people and would rather defend and agree with the New World Order system rather than God's system. But if the Bible says you don't work, you don't eat, but that's mainly applying to men, not women. Excuse me. And so I heard that women biblically are supposed to get married and bear children and guide the house and be a helpmeet for a husband. But if I got a husband, the gang stalkers will sabotage that marriage and get my kids wrongfully taken away with false reports to CPS. And the CPS and foster care system is another targeted individual situation that's a lot of people are blind to. That if you keep battling CPS and the foster care system, and you're targeted without even realizing it, that they come trespass on your property and bully and demand and kidnap your freaking kids because somebody lied on you out of vengeance. And how many of these fake CPS workers or even cops get arrested and go to jail for trespassing? They're hypocritical for that. They're hypocrites. And you hear about gang stalkers breaking and entering into a target's house or car, and they never get in trouble for trespassing. But as I said, with this situation, everybody's attacking me and treating me worse than a murderer. You know, so, after the Social Security check, if I have not been able to get a job, then what else to do besides asking for a hotel room if I can't go to the shelters? The shelters be full, and I don't have a car. I don't know where I could go live. And I don't trust living with nobody because, people ended up being perps or potential perps that put me in dangerous predicaments. Perps masquerading as targeted individuals and be devil worshippers, be trying to either set you up or sacrifice you. And, people don't believe me and they falsely accuse me of lying about everything. I'm like, I got my receipts and documentation and you still don't believe me, but then you be stalking everything I do and then intentionally creating a false narrative about me. Excuse me. So they want me to be, forced, undeserving to lose everything I have. And then they talking and harassing me about how I'm going to lose my Social Security check being in jail for 30 days. And the fake Aquarian Dora's perp talking about 33 days. That Masonic 33. Yeah, this was all a gang stalking ritual satanic setup. So, even yesterday I went to look for jobs online and couldn't find anything. And but I would rather just, be an author and hop around from hotel to hotel unless I have my own vehicle. And making my own living from my writings. Since I cannot have a low-income permanent place to live, or even if it was a $2,000 apartment, I don't have enough money for that. And if it's a $2,000 apartment, $2,000 a month, that would mean I would have to have like 3.5 times the rent. Oh, that would be like about, I guess I would have to make $7,000 a month, right? 84,000 a year. Yeah, I don't know if my math is correct. I'm still sleep deprived, but more like 7,000 a month. If 2,000 a month. They want, if you were to have a place that's 2,000 a month, excuse me, and then 3 times 2,000 is 6,000, and then approximately I guess 7,000 a month you would have to make. How is this supposed to work? Because as I said, even if my Social Security and SSI check plus $600 every 2 weeks with the Piccadilly job is still not enough for an apartment. And then they would gang stalk me and threaten me out of an apartment. So I can't even live in an apartment anymore or even a house. But I had this opportunity to live in a cottage in Pensacola, and they gang stalked me out of the they gang stalked me before I can even succeed at renting a cottage. They gave it to the gang stalkers who didn't need it. And that could have been a quiet place away from everybody, and I most likely could have been at peace. So they're making it impossible for me to live. And the online stalkers are hoping that I can just, they think that I deserve to be punished with, the only housing you're allowed to have is jail or institutionalization or the coffin. Luciferian satanic cult people, y'all are the ones with the bad behavior. I'm trying to do the right thing and trying to be good and trying to survive. And y'all push and corner people into criminalization. This is not right for y'all to do this. Online or in-person stalkers. That y'all just want to trespass and ban people from everywhere. And make it impossible to live and survive. And y'all are so close-minded that y'all give me thumbs up or thumbs down or judge my videos. Give me thumbs up or thumbs down or judge my videos based on the title. That's how close-minded y'all are. Excuse me. So for April, I have to pay $40 for the fake court fees, and I don't know what other fees I have to pay. Excuse me. So I have more I need to educate myself on. I heard that the prosecutors and stuff and the public defenders, that they lie, and that it's a trick and a scam and a manipulation with this deferred prosecution. I heard that it's a trap. The deferred prosecution is a trap. And they try to bully you to plead guilty to make their job easier. But y'all did this to me. Forcing everything to be way more expensive. Now I got all these fees and fines because y'all think it's funny to play with people's and destroy people's lives. So I'm gonna get off here. I don't know. I'll see y'all later. But before I go, I'm trying to get help with $55 more for at least Sunday night, for tomorrow night, so I won't have to be on the streets. I'm trying to get the help before tomorrow morning.